One Tree Hill was a huge part of our collective consciousness for almost a decade. Its soapy stories of romance and basketball powering through 9 seasons. Turns out, the years have been kind to the OTH crew, with most finding their footing in the comfortable world of TV. Blonde hunk Chad Michael Murray played heartthrob Lucas, so it's unsurprising his career trajectory found him frequently playing the brooding hot guy in the likes of Freaky Friday opposite Lindsay Lohan, A Cinderella Story opposite Hilary Duff, and even horror remake House of Wax opposite Alicia Cuthbert. The year 2019 saw Murray returning to his soapy roots and the CW in a big way as a new cast member on mega hit Riverdale. Playing sexy cult leader Edgar Evernever was a dream come true for Murray, who told Vanity Fair, "As an actor, it's kind of on that list of things like, you want to play a cult leader? The answer is always yes." The actor described returning to the teen pantheon as, quote, trippy. But he relished the opportunity to branch out a little bit, saying, "Lucas was very much the moral compass of One Tree Hill, and there was really no opportunity for me to step outside those boundaries." Notably, Murray is married to actress Sarah Romer and has 2 kids. Chad Michael Murray's on-screen and former off-screen paramour Sophia Bush had a similar journey after One Tree Hill, finding her footing in Chicago PD and Law & Order Special Victims Unit. She revealed to Dax Shepard on his Armchair Expert podcast that her relationship with Murray was inappropriately exploited by the One Tree Hill producers who even, quote, ran TV ads about the breakup. The actor claimed her personal life was used for storyline purposes too, sharing, "I think they kind of lived for the drama." She joined fellow cast and crew members in accusing producer and series creator Mark Schwann of sexual harassment in a letter published by Variety. Speaking to The Guardian, Bush described a pattern of intimidation on set, explaining, "We all just thought it was pathetic. It was upsetting. For some women, it escalated enough that it was traumatizing. We wanted to just make a very united and clear statement that we all went through this."
We all have a responsibility to support those women in every business vertical who are talking about this stuff.
Sophia Bush's longtime BFF, Hilarie Burton, who starred alongside her as Peyton on their hit show, has appeared in Grey's Anatomy and the Lethal Weapon TV series in the years since One Tree Hill wrapped. Speaking to Refinery 29, Burton reflected on why she and Bush have remained close for so long, noting they had all these male bosses telling us how teenage girls should act and feel. I think when you're in the trenches with someone, once you're past it, there's a bond there you can't deny. Burton confirmed to Refinery 29 that she wouldn't be up for a One Tree Hill reboot, and, as she explained to Cosmopolitan, the show arguably wouldn't get made in the same incarnation nowadays due to its representation of young women. As Burton, who also signed the letter accusing showrunner Mark Schwann of sexual harassment, advised, "I think it's incredibly important for shows that have a strong female presence, particularly shows about teenage girls, have at least 50% representation in that writer's room. It's vital." The actress is happily married to fellow TV star Jeffrey Dean Morgan and has 2 kids. She memorably played Lucille, the late wife of her husband's character, on The Walking Dead. Looking back on One Tree Hill, the one thing Bethany Joy Lenz wishes she could change is how perfect Haley was. Speaking to Bustle, Lenz admitted, "I pushed a little too hard sometimes for Haley to not have as many flaws as maybe the writers wanted her to." The actor reckons this might have given teen viewers unrealistic expectations for romantic relationships. However, Lenz still adores her most famous character, gushing, "She was the grounded one, the one who at the end of the day really knew who she was and what was important." Since departing Tree Hill, Lenz has appeared in lots of big-name shows, including Dexter and Grey's Anatomy, as well as a few holiday TV movies, like Poinsettias for Christmas and A Valentine's Match. As for showrunner Mark Schwann, who got fired from his position on the Royals following the allegations made against him, Lenz told Entertainment Tonight, "I feel like that's the best thing that could have ever happened to him. I hope he has that reckoning with himself and maybe can turn things around." James Lafferty was the raven-haired counterpart to Chad Michael Murray's blonde, all-American guy, and he's in no denial about how One Tree Hill kickstarted his career in a very real way. Speaking to Romper, Lafferty credited the show with developing another skill aside from acting too. The cool thing about being on One Tree Hill that was different from the rest of my life was that I got to learn how to be a filmmaker. He joined forces with former co-star Stephen Colletti to collaborate on a project called Everyone is Doing Great, in which the two play struggling actors. Lafferty and Colletti were incredibly hands-on, crowdfunding the thing into existence, while Lafferty served not only as star, but also as writer, director, and producer. They always knew they'd work together again, but as Lafferty explained to Romper, it was all about finding the right project, saying, "We didn't just want to put things out there. And then, once Everyone is Doing Great started rolling, we were like, this is great. This is the one." Elsewhere, Lafferty appeared in Season 1 of Netflix's super spooky TV series, The Haunting of Hill House, as well as Underground, Crisis, and The Right Stuff. Lee Norris, aka Marvin, or Mouth, has one of those recognizable faces that's just everywhere. Over the years, the actor has been featured in a ton of great stuff, including movies like Zodiac and Gone Girl, as well as another hit teen show, Girl Meets World. He joined the cast of The Walking Dead in 2017, telling Skybound that it had been a long time coming, joking when the time finally came. "I got an email from my agent one day asking if I'd be interested in this little arc for 2 episodes, and I said, absolutely. How quickly can I get to Atlanta?" Looking back on his career, Norris noted he's, quote, "always played these either like nerdy or kind of quintessential good guys, and he was ready to change things up, including the possibility of directing." Hot Dad Dan, played by Paul Johansson, was a divisive presence on One Tree Hill, but his death in Season 9 hurt fans regardless. In the years since, the actor has appeared in a variety of TV shows, including CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, and Bones. In 2015, he joined Mad Men, much to his delight, telling Uproxx. All the scripts were very interesting, and you could see that Ferg, his character, is immediately a presence, and that's cool. As a massive fan, he was thrilled to even be given the opportunity, admitting, "I was giddy when I got the call." Still, One Tree Hill was a very special experience. At the 2015 Icon Return to Tree Hill 2 convention in Wilmington, North Carolina, Johansson gushed, "I loved playing Dan Scott. It was the most fun ever." However, that very same year, BuzzFeed reporter Susan Chang wrote a damning report about the actor, suggesting he might not actually be as far from his villainous on-screen characters in reality. In keeping with several of his co-stars, Antwon Tanner's career after One Tree Hill has focused almost entirely on television work, with appearances on the Get Shorty TV series and Lucifer, among others. The year 2014 saw him branching out in a big way as Jason on the Adult Swim comedy series Black Jesus. Tanner also joined forces with some of his former co-stars to make the festive flick The Christmas Contract in 2018, deadpanning to Entertainment Tonight at the time that it was like, quote, a paid vacation for them. When One Tree Hill debuted, all eyes were on the core cast, but veteran actor Barry Corbin was arguably the biggest name on the cast list. He's enjoyed a hell of a career over the past 40 years, including starring in everything from No Country for Old Men, Modern Family, and The Ranch. Speaking to the AV Club, Corbin noted the role of Coach Whitey came easily, even though he had no interest in basketball, even rejecting an offer from the person who handled all the staging for the games to come watch plays being run. As Corbin recalled, he said, "Well, if you don't watch us run plays, you're not gonna know what's happening." I said, "I'm not gonna know what's happening anyway. All I've gotta do is look like I know what's happening." Despite this, Corbin noted that the coach admitted that the actor was, quote, the best TV coach he'd ever had. Poor Craig Sheffer hasn't been as prolific as some of his co-stars in the years since, but he hasn't completely dropped off the radar either. Sheffer has appeared in CSI Crime Scene Investigation, Major Crimes, The Mark, and Destruction, Los Angeles, among other projects. In 2016, he spoke to Shakya about his role in Code of Honor, a movie in which Sheffer plays a special ops operative's former protege who works as an FBI agent. The actor jumped at the role because of the script, saying, "I thought something that was that unpredictable was very exciting. There was a lot of room to create a character who's a tortured former Special Forces guy who's now following this madman." Actress Moira Kelly had an impressive career prior to landing on One Tree Hill, appearing in Twin Peaks' Fire Walk With Me and voicing adult Nala in The Lion King. Still, the teen soap was a major moment for her. Since finishing up on the show, she's appeared in Numbers, Drop Dead Diva, and The Resident, as well as TV movies like A Smile as Big as the Moon, Deadly Sorority, and Girl in the Bunker. Speaking to Goose Talk in 2011 about playing Nala, the actor joked about why she was eventually chosen for the role after a grueling audition process, noting, "With the character of Nala, she was very sensible, very nurturing, and for them, I think it was more the quality of voice that they were looking for, a sort of authoritative voice, but with a lot of warmth. My children will definitely say I have the authoritative side. I don't know about the warmth."
Look, sometimes bad things happen.
Simba!
And there's nothing you can do about it. So why worry?
Because it's your responsibility!
Stephen Colletti was already a household name when he joined the cast of One Tree Hill, having previously starred on the hit MTV reality show Laguna Beach, The Real Orange County. He's appeared in a variety of TV movies and TV shows since then, including All About Christmas Eve and Suicide Note, as well as re-teaming with Lafferty for their crowd-funded short, Everyone is Doing Great. The actor admitted it was difficult to find work after One Tree Hill, saying in an interview with Us Weekly, "It was tough. It was actually really hard adjusting back into the audition rooms. I thought I was going to be confident, but auditioning is brutal." Colletti wouldn't rule out a reboot of the show, telling us, "I would totally be down for that. I don't get sick of it. I'm gonna always be out here saying, let's get the movie, let's get the show, let's get the reboot going. I'm in." Danneel Ackles, née Harris, tussled with other characters frequently as Rachel on One Tree Hill. Since leaving the show after the 4th season, the actress settled down with Supernatural star Jensen Ackles. The happy couple are also parents to 3 children. On making her return to acting on the show that made her husband a star, Ackles told Variety, "He is the show, and he knows that, so I just really leaned on him for direction. So if everyone hates it, it's all his fault." The actress also reunited with some of her One Tree Hill family for the Christmas contract in 2018, telling Entertainment Tonight, "It was a chance to get to work with people we hadn't worked with in different ways." Ackles also joined those who accused Mark Schwann of sexual harassment in 2017, as reported by Variety at the time. Following in the footsteps of her wild on-screen character, actress Jana Kramer became a bona fide country musician in her own right. Speaking to Taste of Country, Kramer explained she sees her music as a way of empowering other women, saying, "Last night at a show, a girl wrote on her phone, 'You saved me,' and I literally got so choked up that I almost started sobbing." But Kramer's life hasn't been all positive. She had a difficult relationship with her first husband, telling people he nearly killed her when she was barely 20 years old.
When we were struggling, he was choking me, and I see everything. I see my mom, I see my funeral. Like, I literally have like that flash of like my whole life.
The actress and musician also weathered a very public cheating scandal with her second husband, whom she later separated from in April 2021, as reported by E! News. Still, she survived, telling Taste of Country that she wants to, quote, "show women out there that it can be done." She also noted that you can be an amazing mom, be a career-driven woman, and also do something that you love, and that you want to make time for yourself as well. Acting-wise, Kramer has been featured in Support the Girls, Christmas in Mississippi, and lots more. She also signed the letter against Mark Schwann along with her castmates. If you or someone you know is struggling with domestic abuse, please call or chat online with the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. Much like many of his ex-castmates, Austin Nichols has enjoyed a TV-centric career since saying goodbye to One Tree Hill. The actor has appeared on The Walking Dead, Bates Motel, Walker, The Village, and Ray Donovan, among other shows. Nichols spoke to Entertainment Weekly about the death of his Walking Dead character, describing his final day on set as, quote, "probably one of the most fun and most fulfilling." The actor found his role as the duplicitous Spencer to be the most challenging of his career, noting, "I feel like my job as an actor is to find a reason why he's doing these things and make it all work, but it was tricky to play him, and it was frustrating." On what he will miss most about working on the show, Nichols said the cast and fans alike, sharing, "I've never been a part of something that connected with so many millions of people, and it's just really cool to talk to people on the streets and see how much people love it." Deb had quite the time on One Tree Hill. The grandmother's sweet connection to little Jamie enamored her to viewers after a rocky road on screen. Behind the scenes, the duo was just as close. As the Daily Mail notes, actress Barbara Alyn Woods wished Jackson Brundage, who played Jamie, a happy birthday in 2020, sharing a shot of them together. Woods was already well established when One Tree Hill came along, and she's worked consistently in the years since. Speaking to StarTrek.com in 2016, Woods, who had appeared in an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation in 1989, noted of her approach these days. "I'm trying to squeeze in work for myself whenever I can. I have 3 daughters who are full-time working actresses, so it's very important to me to be on set with them as often as I can, which means being very choosy when it comes to which projects I accept." Indeed, as TV Line reports, in 2021, Woods was cast in the Chucky spin-off TV series alongside daughter Olivia Alyn Lind. Clearly, being picky paid off. Jackson Brundage was just 7 years old when he took on the role of Jamie Scott on One Tree Hill in 2008. So naturally, in the years since it wrapped, he's branched out considerably. Brundage has stuck mostly to TV in the intervening time, nabbing recurring roles in See Dad Run and the animated show Harvey Beaks. Speaking to Hollywood the Right Way in 2010, the then 9-year-old actor expressed a desire to direct someday, opining sagely, "I would like to do it. I can't put enough work hours to do it now, but I have provided ideas for the directors." He also admitted the hardest part of playing Jamie was tapping into his emotions, which was exhausting. It was clear how much the character meant to fans of the show when Brundage turned 19 in 2020, and social media was loaded with comments from people who couldn't believe he'd grown up so much. Over on Instagram, the actor frequently shares shots of himself enjoying the outdoors with friends and generally, as he told Hollywood the Right Way, all those years ago, causing mischief. As TV Guide notes, when Robert Buckley joined the cast of One Tree Hill as sports agent Clay, his reputation as a frequently shirtless hunk on shows like Lipstick Jungle preceded him. Buckley was incredibly grateful to join the ranks of the hit CW show, gushing, "I've never had the experience of having so many loyal fans so present and so visible. I didn't have any idea of how strong and vocal the fan base was, but they have one heck of a large following." Since the show went off the air, he's kept busy acting on the CW's iZombie and starring in movies for a network with its own rabid fan base, Hallmark. In early 2020, Buckley told Media Village, "I love Hallmark movies, and I love Christmas movies, so I always thought there was a natural synergy to work with Hallmark." Buckley subsequently broke boundaries when he starred alongside Mean Girls star Jonathan Bennett in Hallmark's first ever holiday movie with an LGBTQ+ storyline. Speaking to The Hollywood Reporter in 2020, the actor shared that he didn't think twice about taking the job since he wanted to work on a movie that meant something. Regarding the storyline about a gay married couple, Buckley noted simply, "It's about time." Snagging a role on One Tree Hill was obviously a major moment for all people involved, but for Kate Voegele in particular, her gig on the show appears to have been the peak of her acting career. Voegele played Mia Catalano on the hit show, and while she hasn't appeared in anything since, she has continued to speak out on the series, with Variety noting in 2017 that Voegele joined a group of 18 women in publicly calling out sexual harassment on set from Mark Schwann. The former actress, who also runs the blog We the Dreamers with her sister, also wrote a song, Shoot This Arrow, in support of the cause. She described it as an anthem for everyone who needs the courage and strength to speak up about what they've been through and for anyone who has ever felt taken advantage of, abused, or manipulated. Music is evidently Voegele's focus since her One Tree Hill days, but in fact, it was actually her goal all along. As Entertainment Weekly reported, the singer-songwriter was a teen struggling to get any attention for her music when producers cast her as Mia, the first musical artist signed to Peyton's fledgling record label. Many of Voegele's own songs were featured on the show, which catapulted her up the iTunes chart. The rest is history. Although One Tree Hill fans know him as the Dreamy Chris, for Swifties, Tyler Hilton will always be the crush from the Teardrops on My Guitar video, and it seems the two shared a sweet friendship. As Entertainment Tonight noted, when the actor and musician first moved to Nashville, he stayed on Taylor Swift's family houseboat while getting acclimated. Aside from playing dreamboats on the small screen, Hilton portrayed icon Elvis Presley in Walk the Line, and in the years since One Tree Hill concluded, he's appeared in Lifetime movies, Christmas on the Bayou, The Christmas Contract, and A Christmas Wish. Music remains Hilton's first love, however. He even wrote a song that was featured in The Christmas Contract. Notably, Hilton got sober in 2019 and became a father that year too. He told ET Canada that both have impacted his life considerably, allowing him to look outside of himself, of working on the hit show for all those years and why the show continues to resonate with viewers. Hilton gushed to Hollywood Life. "They're some of the best actors I've ever worked with. There's so much real love there, and familial love there, that maybe that's something that comes across." Following One Tree Hill, which was his most high-profile job at the time, actor Bryan Greenberg certainly wasn't hurting for work. He enjoyed recurring roles on TV, in The Mindy Project, and The Tick, along with movies like Vice and The Kitchen. Greenberg opined to The Hollywood Reporter, "I just want to be challenged. I just want to work with good people. I've never been a person to say, this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. You just can as an actor. I feel like you've got to take it as it comes." Greenberg confirmed to Hollywood Life in 2018 that the cast of the hit teen drama remains close. He's also staked a claim for himself as a musician, admitting he rediscovered a love of performing on stage and creating music after turning away from both for ages. Quarantining with wife Jamie Chung during the COVID-19 pandemic proved troublesome, however, with the two joking on Instagram that spending so much time alone together would ruin their marriage. Fortunately, they still appeared to be together and in love. Tori DeVito, who played babysitter-turned-kidnapper Nanny Carey on One Tree Hill, admitted to Bustle she had no idea what Carey was going to become. DeVito has no issue with fans recognizing her for that character either, noting, "It's amazing. Honestly, I get recognized more for her still more than any other thing I've ever done." The actress has stayed busy ever since, even crossing paths with former co-star Sophia Bush on Chicago PD. Elsewhere, she found a home on Chicago Med, telling the Nerds of Color that the role allowed her to step into a more adult space in her career, following the likes of One Tree Hill and Pretty Little Liars, on which she appeared on and off for 7 years. She also expressed a desire to produce more during a 2020 interview with Glitter magazine. While she announced she'd be stepping away from Chicago Med in 2021, we're sure we'll see her in more projects soon enough. When Ashley Rickards was cast as Sam Walker on One Tree Hill in 2008, she knew nothing about the show, but as the actress confessed to 17 magazine the following year, Rickards soon became a total fangirl. Gushing about her time working on the show, Rickards enthused, "I loved shooting it, everything about it. The cast is great to work with, and I learned so much from acting techniques, from different ways to shoot things. If I ever want to direct something, which I do want to do, I've learned from them." She did end up directing a couple episodes of MTV's Awkward, on which she played the lead. In 2012, Rickards revealed to Vulture that she's dipped her toe into screenwriting too. The talented multi-hyphenate also quipped, "I'm sort of a reverse method actor. In my personal life, I become my characters. After One Tree Hill, I started dressing in Converse and ripped jeans and hoodies. On Awkward, it manifests in how I speak." Rickards is enjoying a recurring role in the superhero show The Flash. Evidently, the sky's the limit for this lady. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more list videos about your favorite teen dramas are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.